Hello and welcome to Solidworks Station. My name is Stuart, and in today's tutorial we're going to have a look at producing this sheet metal work. There are some miter flanges that we're going to produce, some edge flange, and we're also going to look at producing these tabs that we've created using the linear sketch pattern, and we're going to bend these up at a 45-degree angle. So let's get started. Okay, so in SolidWorks, the first thing you need to do, alright, to get this sheet metal tab is to right click and just ensure that the tick is against the sheet metal. We're going to go into a sketch and we're going to go into a top plane, normal 2, and we're going to produce a center rectangle. Let's give this some smart dimensions. So in sketch, smart dimension, we want this to be 80 and we want this to be 150. I'm going to draw a center line now. Okay, through the origin, creating a center line point. So I'm going to go to circle, produce a circle at the end, and give this a smart dimension of 5. I'm going to create a relation between the center of that circle and the origin, holding down Control to select those 2 points, and want to make it horizontal. I'm going to produce a line up to the first quadrant of this circle, opposite that, so left click. Okay, I want an arc now, so to get an arc, rather than going up into sketch and getting an arc, we can just go back to this point and move away from it again, and we'll get an arc, and then finish back onto our main body of metal here on the right hand side. Okay, I'm just going to press the escape key, and I'm going to give this some more smart dimensions. So I want the center of the circle to the origin to be 60. I want the length of this line to be 20. I want this arc radius to be 6. And I want the center of this arc and the center of the circle, hold down Control, to be horizontal. Okay. Green tick. Next we're going to go into smart, not smart dimension, sorry. We're going to go into trim entities, and we're going to go to trim to closest, and I just want to trim this up. I can actually click on my center line now and delete that. Okay, we're going to produce a linear sketch pattern now. So we're going to go up to linear sketch pattern in the sketch tab. We're going to go to entities to pattern, and we're going to select the 2 horizontal lines, the arc and the circle. Now in direction 1, we want this value to read just 1. Okay, we don't want to repeat any in the X direction. However, in the Y axis, we want to repeat this 4 times with a spacing of 20 millimeters, like so. Okay, green tick. Trim entities and just trim up. Okay, we're going to repeat that, so we're going to go to a linear sketch pattern, entities to pattern, the 2 horizontals, 1, 2, the arc and the circle, 1 in the X axis, 4 in the Y axis. However, this time we want to reverse direction. Spacing of 20, green tick, trim entities and trim up. Perfect. We're now going to go to sheet metal, and we're going to say base flange tab. Keep this at 2, this is the thickness. Keep the K value, which is good for the bend allowance, keep this at 0.5. and we can use auto relief at 0.5 as well. Green tick. Okay, next we're going to produce a edge flange. So an edge flange, okay, adds a wall to the edge of a sheet of metal. All right, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to left click on edge flange. We're going to click on this edge, and you can see we can drag up an additional piece of metal. Now we want this to be 40 millimeters. Okay. We also want to pick up. We've got edge 1 over here. We've typed in that should say 40. Sorry, 40. We also want to pick up this edge as well. Okay. So edge 1, edge 2, and 40 millimeters. Okay. You can change the angle here. So you could put in 45 here, for example. Okay, and the 45-degree angle would be shown. However, we want this to be 90, and just click back into this space. Okay, and you can see that it gives you a little preview of what it's going to look like. Now here, okay, on the edge of the model, you can see what our flange position is going to look like. So this would be the material inside. This would be the material outside. This would be the bend outside. This is bend from a virtual sharp. And this one here is tangent to the bend. Okay, tangential. We're going to choose material inside and green tick. Okay, let's look back at our part. Okay, so we need to bend these up at a 45-degree angle. That's really simple to do, so that's going to be my next step. So I'm going to go back into SolidWorks. I'm going to click on the face I'm interested in, normal 2. I'm going to go to sketch, line. It's got to be a solid line, it can't be a center line. So line, sketch our line down through these tabs, go to sheet metal, sketch bend. The bend parameter is this shape here, okay, this bit. Okay, and we're going to keep it, the bend position being bend outside, and we're going to place 45 degrees in there, and green tick. We also need to produce a mitre flange on this side. Okay, here's our mitre flange. So to do that, we're going to go to mitre flange. We're going to pick up this edge. We're going to click on this face, Control 8, line, sketch a line up and across, and give it some smart dimensions. So this should be 40, and this we need to be 25. Okay, and just exit the sketch, and that will bring the mitre flange into position, and we can give it a few different settings in here. So the gap distance, that is, just move around, this distance here. Alright, it's saying that it's 0.25, that's fine. Okay, we could have a start and an end offset, so we could have let's say 20 millimeters in here and 20 millimeters here. Okay, and that would offset it either side. However, we're going to keep these at 0, and your K factor down there is still at a default of 0.5. Again, you've got flange positions where you want them to start. We're going to keep them with the bend on the outside for this example, and we're going to click on the green tick. Control 7 on your keyboard. Let's hide this plane as well, so let's right click on plane 1 and hide. And there we have it. There is our sheet metal work. We've looked at how to produce edge flanges, how to produce a mitre flange. We've looked at how to produce these tabs by placing in a sketch bend. And I hope you found that useful. My name's been Stuart from Solidworks Station. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you've got any comments or any questions, then please feel free to comment below. Thank you very much, and see you soon for our next video. Goodbye.